Okay, guys, this is really a part two. If you didn't see the previous part, though, don't worry. The focus is structural, it's sort of engineering, it's a shape, it's a cuboctahedron. There it is. Now, this is the two frequency I was talking about. And we count frequency from vertex to vertex. Now, there's no real rhyme or reason to the coloration on this one. Color coordination is a whole separate topic, one could say. And in the newer version, the one I was leading up to yesterday, we were unloading a van actually 2 days ago on X Day. I got the raw materials for this beauty. And this you can see is head on into the triangle from above. I could zoom in on that. And you see the frequency here is 1, 2, 3. I'm counting intervals, right? 1, 2, 3 frequency. There's 4 balls along an edge. And you see one of the triangular balls, and then you see slanting away, or triangular facets. You see slanting away from the facet that we're looking at head on, right? A 4 by 4 ball triangle, or a 3 by 3 frequency, right? Then you see these squares flanking off on the left and the right. And what makes those easy to spot is that they all the vertices, all 12 vertices are black and everything else is yellow, right? So in this one we've gone to the trouble to color coordinate in a special way, and like you could do that, right? So that's an important feature of this whole array, especially when we go with software driven and maybe we use quadray addresses for each one of these points. Now I'm scrolling back through my house. We were doing this in the last version, in the last repo, not repo, the last video. I've been working on my repo this morning. I'm going to end up there actually. And we were looking at the interior of my house and the backyard and so forth, touring my bookshelves and telling a story, right? So this is called the Dymaxion and or Fuller projection, and it's kind of a worldview where you do planning and you think ahead and you've got this big picture going. And it's not considered threatening or tyrannical to plan ahead at the global level. That's just something it makes sense to do. People should do it. They have minds to do things like that. That's why they have minds. And then this was a picture of my dad in like the 60s. He's the one standing, and this would be taken in Rome, and that would be something in the background having to do with Libya, because the job of these people in consultation with the Libyans, this was not an imposition of some kind of you must do this. It was a contract, and it was like the best planning talent that Americans had to offer and other countries, right? So it wasn't all Americans at all. But Dad was like a project leader, and so that's where those master plans came from, where I showed you last time, right? Some pictures of those documents, Libyan stuff, vegetable garden, and so forth. So this is the backyard now, and what I want to draw your attention to is the middle twins, which are different only in being black and white. But you can also have what I'd call Squaresville or Triville emphasis as to what's pointing up in this picture, what's pointing skyward. In the case of the black one here, what's pointing skyward is a square, whereas in the white, what's pointing skyward is a triangle. The cuboctahedron is our sort of cornerstone shape to the curriculum, you could say, in that it does have both these square and triangular aspects, and it is imagined as concentric layers, going to have 1, 12, 42, 92, and comprise, if you keep the layers all filled in, the isotropic vector matrix, as Fuller called it, or FCC, or CCP, as it's more conventionally known, right? So what I've been doing is adding to the family by going from this 2 frequency version, just 2 frequency guy, up to a next higher frequency, 3 frequency. And I'm having done that, feeling pretty confident that a 4 frequency, in terms of holding its own shape and not crushing under its own weight or anything, there is a limit to how big a hollow one of these can go and all that. But I think a 4 frequency would be highly doable with 162 balls but my yard is filling up. This might be some group project undertaken at a campus. Ship the supplies in, do the job, take pictures, take selfies, disassemble, get rid of it, maybe, take it back for the next workshop. I'm not saying, or leave some behind, order more if you want it. I don't know. Let's talk. Interesting ideas here. So anyway, what I'm talking about in this video, core to the subject, is the cuboctahedron as depicted here with a hollow layer now of only exactly 92 C60 balls, right? C60 is the brand name. It's spelled CXXTY. All right, we'll talk to you later.